Hi guys, welcome to video 6 for Algebra 1. Today we're going to talk about compound inequalities. So you guys have been solving inequalities, which just means instead of the equal sign, you see the greater than, less than, or equal to symbols. So today we're talking about compound inequalities, and that means that they have a different set of possibilities for their answers. So if it's an and, then that means that the number has to be greater than a certain number and less than a certain number and fit somewhere in the middle. And if it's an or, then it usually means, if you're looking at a number line, that the answer would either be less than a certain number or it could be greater than a certain number. So, and then none of this stuff in between. Okay, so that's basically the only difference between these inequalities and the ones you've been solving, is that they have a different solution base. Okay, so let's talk about the ands first. Usually you'll get an and problem that looks like this. It says -5 is less than or equal to x minus 4, which is less than or equal to 13. So this x minus 4 part applies to both sides. The -5 being less than or equal to x minus 4, which we wrote here, and x minus 4 being less than or equal to 13, which we wrote here. So the answer is going to include both of these sections of numbers on the number line, okay? So -5 is less than or equal to x minus 4. So we just start solving it like we normally solve our inequalities. We're going to get our variables on one side and our numbers on the other. Since we only have one variable and it's on the right, we'll just keep it there, and we'll just get that -4 to the other side. So to get the -4 to the other side, we use the inverse operation of subtraction, which is addition. So add 4 to both sides. Okay, -5 plus 4 is going to be -1 is less than or equal to x. So now we have half of our answer. X is greater than or equal to -1. Okay, so that's one part. Let's go to the other side of our and. X minus 4 is less than or equal to 13. So we have the x over here, we'll keep it there. And then I want to get that -4 to the other side. So again, I add 4 to both sides. So over here I have x is less than or equal to 17. Okay, so those are my two answers. X is greater than or equal to -1 and less than 17. So you put an and in the middle, and that's your answer. So it's super simple. You basically just have two equations in one. Okay? The or looks a little different on the number line than the and, because it's going to be two separate sections on the number line. This one's going to be one section together. Okay? So let's start solving this one. Here's our or, so that separates our equations in case you can't see that very clearly. So 3x minus 8 is less than or equal to 23. So we're going to keep our x over here. We're going to add 8 to both sides. We're going to have 3x is less than or equal to 23 plus 8, which is 31. Okay, and then we're going to divide both sides by 3 to get that x by itself. And 3 is positive, so our inequality stays facing the same way. So x is less than or equal to 31 over 3, which is also 10 1/3. Okay, so it's super simple. So when you're answering your questions, you're going to either write and or. The and you can write like this. The answer for this one, I could write x in the middle, and I know x is less than or equal to 17, and I know it's greater than or equal to -1. So that would be what your answer looks like for that one. Okay, this one, when I solve the second half, I'll show you how that looks, okay? So now we're on this side of our or. -4x plus 26 is greater than or equal to 6. So we'll keep our variable on this side. We'll subtract 26 minus 26. So -4x is greater than or equal to -20. Okay, so now to get that variable by itself, we have to divide both sides by -4. But since we're dividing across the inequality by a negative number, we flip our inequality. So now x is going to be less than or equal to negative 20 divided by negative 4, which is 5. Okay, so your answer for this one will look like this. X is less than or equal to 10 1/3, or x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, because it can't be both at the same time. Well, I guess that technically that one could be both at the same time, but you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so here is your assignment. You have mostly ors and a couple of ands. Try to write the answers similar to the way I did, but I'm not going to nitpick that. I just want you to get the process down. So pause the video here, get a piece of paper and a pencil, write this down. Remember, those are the problems that you complete and turn into me on Zoom, or send me an email with them completed, and I'll put you in the drawing for the gift cards on Fridays. And remember, my office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. for math questions and 12 noon for social time. And email me if you have any questions, okay? Thanks, guys.